Hello Autodesk Construction Cloud and Autodesk BIM 360 users. In this short video I will present some tips how to manage folders and information in folders. So if you want to put some description in the folder in Autodesk Cloud platform, you cannot use txt file because this platform doesn't support txt file and you will not be able to open txt file. So txt file size is, I think, best for storing some description information, but it is not recommended to use it in BIM 360. Alternative option, you can use Microsoft Word document. Better is to use a docs file because the size is smaller comparing to rich text format, and of course Autodesk Cloud supports Microsoft files, and you can just click and you can see the information. And txt file I think would open much faster, but it cannot be used. And in here you can provide instructions, and of course you can provide links to source material, internet pages, and so on. Let's close this one. Another alternative to this information, you can provide this information what to put in the folder by using empty file and file without file type. So it means just empty file, and you put this file, you put a nice naming, so this file always goes to the top when you sort by name. And when you use file, you can assign description, and in description you can provide instructions what kind of information should be provided in here. By default, Autodesk Cloud doesn't support description for folders. So you have a nice folder name, maybe some coding for folder names, but in this case, you cannot provide any description. And of course, a lot of information you can provide in BIM execution plans or other BIM documentation, but all these documents in most cases are stored and deep in other folders, and if you want to quick manage the information, it's not so easy to find this instructions. Now regarding naming convention. So when you provide name for folders, you should pay attention to the information what the folder or what the file want to bring with it. So in this case, I want to inform the user and explain the user information in 2 different languages, and of course I need to put the symbol which puts my file on the top in the list. So to separate files, a lot of users likes to use bottom dash, so you can separate each word by using this symbol. You can separate only the information fragments like number, German language, English language. Also you can use separators like in Excel spreadsheets, semi-comma or maybe comma or other. You can use simple dash with spacing, and in this case you can see all these examples presented here. And now I will make short test which will show which of these options works fine when you have multi-language projects in BIM 360 Cloud platform. Because this platform doesn't change names of your files or documents, it just changes names of tools and so on. So to translate the project information inside the cloud, I recommend to use Microsoft Edge browser, because a lot of companies works in Microsoft 365 environment, and all these integration with Microsoft Office, Microsoft Tools, and now the new Edge browser has nice features and works very fast and similar to Chrome or other browsers. Okay, so in here, let's say I have this information in German and let's say in English, and I want to translate it to see the other language. So let's translate it to English. And in here, let's see how it works. So now you see the name which got two language objects, one was German, another was English, was merged, and I see only one file name. Interesting option. In another example, it was just German language, so I see it translated only to this name. And the name translation a little bit different. Another option, if I use point in separation, so in this case I see both languages, the same with semicolon, and if I use bottom dashes, translation doesn't work and my folder names is not translated. Okay, let's translate this one to French. And you see all the translation tool works nice. And in this case, I have similar results here. Also, my description is nicely translated. And if I select maybe German language, yeah, so it translates the instructions, description, and of course translates the name here. Also these names translated. So let's go back to English language. So from these examples, I think best solution in multi-language projects, you can use a short name of the folder or files by providing the original language. Also, you can try to combine a language with two different languages, but in this case, the file name can be too long. And in this case, I think for separating information blocks, it's best to use a simple dash with spacing, and don't use bottom dash if you want to use translation tools. Of course, if you have coding for name of file or folder and you don't want the name to change during all these modifications and translations, so of course use bottom dash and the name of the file will stay like constant. And of course, if you put empty file here and provide instructions here, you don't need to do additional clicking on files, waiting till it opens and provides you the same information. Later you need to exit and do other steps. So always it's best to see the instructions and information side by side when you need it and when it's needed. So good luck in your project management tasks, and hope these tips and small tests will help you to organize better your information in your projects.